Girl, you know we have to give them a little bit of a train action for Handmaid's Tale. One of the most iconic scenes, or not iconic, but one of the most like craziest scenes is when June, Serena, and their children are on the damn train. So I had to big it up and do my review scene, my beginning review scene in a train. The kids are out of school, and I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning, child. I couldn't make it till 12, till midnight, to watch it. So I woke up at 6 this morning and watched the season finale at about 6 a.m. You know, I've seen a lot of emotional, certain topic trigger shows or movies, but Handmaid's Tale is just on a completely like different level. Like, there's scenes that happen that you literally like. There are so many times where I had like covered my mouth, like in shock, like covered it, like my mouth wide open. Flies could have flew in that crap. Like, I believe I cried at least once on every single freaking episode. I did too. It was so hard not to cry. How do you not get any type of emotional feelings on a show like that? One of the most powerful messages I've taken from the show, where there's plenty of powerful messages, but the one that stuck out the strongest is how important the child is. Like, when a child comes around or a baby is around, everyone's like acting like it's like a pot of gold, which in reality, like now, that's really how it should be. It's like there's too many crazy things happening with kids, and we're not putting kids as a priority, which the kids are the ones that's going to grow up and take over the world. And I love that. Hopefully one day, like, it will really be taken very seriously, children, because I really don't feel like it is, and children really are not priorities. Yeah, well, eventually society is going to have to change that. Like, children have to be a priority. Children are going to no longer be able to just be abandoned. Like, these things are going to have to change, because it's obvious in the DNA that the child needs their mother and they need their father. I mean, they can survive, but they need their parents. I mean, that's obvious. Yeah, but you think about how healthy is it to be ripped away from their mother. So they're showing the importance of a child, but they're not showing any importance to the person that's carrying the child. They just act like it's some soda machine where they could just go ahead, get some Coca-Cola, and then just call it a damn day. Yeah, I'm one of those people that's yelling and screaming at the screen, and I have to tell myself, Lizzie, it's just a show. It's just a movie. Calm down. It's on the screen. There are so many truths that are coming out. I don't have 100% facts, but I do know there is an actual God. There is certain way to life that you're supposed to live. But one thing we're going to have to learn is the violent part of it. Is not how people get to know and believe in God. That has always been the mistake, and that will always be the mistake. Because we're imperfect humans, so we will consistently make mistakes, so there is a God. The question is, would God want us to go through these violent ways to be able to understand, to understand him in a violent, way? This might be a little bit of a spoiler alert. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to pull off if you don't want a spoiler alert from The Handmaid's Tale. All right. So the interesting thing two that you find in the show is that June still prays with everything that she freaking went through. She was still praying, which I found so powerful and so realistic in real life, because in real life, women go through a lot of stuff and they don't just say, oh, well, I'm going through this, forget God. They continue to pray. And it is so interesting how in so many times in the show that she prays and her life was saved. So the story is that God could even love whores. They could love imperfect people, even sinners. If you're truly trying to change your life, that, it doesn't matter who you are. It's who you're trying to be. Is what I would think. All I can say is the message in the show is beyond powerful and extremely, extremely emotional. The show is completely emotional and relatable in some situations for a lot of women. I don't know if it's true, but they said that there's going to be a spinoff, because the way Handmaid's Tale ended was like me wanting to throw a shoe at the TV. Another spoiler alert, guys. I'm going to give you a minute to get off. This is a little bit of a spoiler alert. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. So I really thought that the show was going to end with her getting her daughter Hannah. So I'm kind of like upset, because it's like, to have all of that happen and, it ends with her in the original house and saying she's offered. No, she's not. She's not offered anymore. Okay. And why did they not freaking get her daughter? But I heard that there's going to be a spinoff called The Testament. I don't know. It might, start off with her daughter being grown and older and married and in the colony or in Gilead. I mean, who knows? But it would have to have a spinoff, because for them to end the show without June finding her daughter is beyond me and kind of like upsetting. I mean, I guess that's why it pays to read the book, because I heard that there is a book. So maybe in the book it does go a little bit deeper, because I know that the book cannot end with June not getting Hannah. Like, I didn't read the book, but it's just the way it ended with everything with Nick like that. I'm still like really shocked about Nick. Like, some shows I'm like, ugh. Listen, guys, Handmaid's Tale was very emotional, powerful show. I mean, I know it's a show and it's portrayed as entertainment, but a lot of the stuff is real life stuff that people go through in society. And like my other reviews, I'm always screaming and yelling for you to go watch it, which I wouldn't want to bring anything negative towards, Hulu or the show, of course, because the show everything else was great, but it's a very emotional show. So if you are very touchy and stuff, just, and if you're especially if you're a spiritual person, like, it's going to do something to you. If you're an empath, it's going to do something to you. So I just want you guys to know that, just be prepared. There were times I have to stop watching the show and then go back and watch it, because it's actually a very triggering show, and it is a very extremely emotional show. The writers and the actors were phenomenal. Elizabeth Moss, the lead actress, she embodies, exactly how a mother and a friend would react in a situation that she was put in the show. She nailed it. And all the other actresses, it was nice seeing that actress that was in You, the one that actually got Joe. She was like another big part of the show. All of them were pretty good. The husband, oh my God, everyone was good. Really, really good acting. There's a lot of aerial shots that they take, and there's certain shots that they do that is just phenomenal and just great. Handmaid's Tale is streaming on Hulu right now. All 6 seasons can be streamed and watched. Have fun, guys.